In this episode of our Right Blogger Customer Spotlight series, we're joined by veteran blogger and serial online business owner Sadie Smiley from Passive Income Pathways, my go-to pro for all things membership businesses. When it comes to building highly engaged communities online filled with wonderful people, I know no one better. If you want to monetize your business by creating a paid membership community, then this conversation is seriously a free masterclass in executing on that business model. From Sadie's experiences growing her own Facebook group to more than 23,000 members, we dive deep into how you can replicate her playbook to monetizing in win-win ways with your audience. We talk about what makes for great content today, which social channels are actually worthwhile still, how Sadie's using AI in her business, and honestly, a whole lot more. Please enjoy my conversation with Sadie Smiley.
Hi, Ryan. I am Sadie Smiley, and I'm the creator of Passive Income Pathways. So I'm a blogger and I'm a coach. I teach other people how to turn their blogs and their expertise into low ticket memberships for recurring revenue.
I love it. Sadie, you're one of the few people I know who've been blogging for as long, maybe longer, honestly, than I have, possibly with even more different sites and projects that you've touched over the years. Do you remember when you first started?
Yeah, so I was talking about this morning actually, and I started blogging, like publishing words on a website before I even knew what that was called. I am almost 40 and I was 14 when I published my first website on, like, back in GeoCities Angel Fire days. It was like around that time, right? So yeah, that was my first experience, but clearly that doesn't really count towards what I do now. So it was 2008 when I created my first blog, and then I think I sold it in 2009. Um, I had no idea blogs could even make money, but I started making money and I was like, okay. And then not long after that, I started teaching people how to do what I did. I wasn't an expert, but I was like, okay, I'm a few steps ahead. I can teach you this little thing. I can teach you affiliate how to make affiliate money, and and I was just one step at a time. I love teaching people. Anytime I learn something, I want to make sure everybody else knows it too. That's probably like my ADHD kicking in, but yeah, that's it's been my hyper focus my whole life. Love blogging so much.
This is something we share in common that I also just really love teaching what I'm going through as I'm going through it. And then like keeping that kind of like lag effect too, where I'm teaching the last few steps that I've learned pretty much all the time too. And to me, that keeps me interested and engaged. Whereas like if you stay teaching the exact same things for a decade, like I get so bored with that. I need the constant challenge, and it seems like you really do too.
Yes, I love the challenge. And that's actually why I love that I can create courses in a membership, is because I can teach all the beginner stuff that I hate talking about in pre-recorded videos. And then everybody goes through all those, gets up to speed, and then we can go live and really, jam out about the real blogging stuff, like past the beginner stuff.
So you mentioned you started your first, let's say, proper blog that turned into a business in around 2008, sold it 2009. What was that site? What were like the themes of it?
So throughout my whole blogging career, I have completely been against the idea of having a niche. So my first blog was called Randomosity Blog, and I it was just all the things I wanted to talk about, right? Like I was teaching couponing. I was teaching couponing in real life, and I learned that I could put it online and reach more people. So I started teaching couponing online. I was doing like little crafts with my little children because they were all, tiny back then. I was cooking and posting really crappy food photos, just like all the stuff that moms, do in their lives. That's how I started. And then my next big blog was called Slapdash Mom, slapdash meaning random. Again, just like a culmination of everything. And I just finally was like, okay, I'll do a niche about 3 years ago. And that's where Passive Income Pathways came in.
Okay, I dig that. Do you remember the first thing you got paid for online? The first time you made money?
Yeah, I do. I don't even remember like what the company was, but I remember that I would get $50 per sign up. And back then I was broke AF, like broke. So that was huge to me. But I did such a good job. It was a brand new company. I did such a good job that they kicked me out of their affiliate program. Like they were like, we can't afford you. And I was like, well, you're the one who set the pricing structure. Like, what are you talking about? They're like, well, we didn't realize that you would, send so many people. It was some sort of coupon related thing. And I guess they just thought that they were going to get free publicity and then people would come in and they would buy things. I guess it didn't work out that way. I think I sent a bunch of couponers and then they didn't buy stuff and I still got my $50. So they had, the structure they had set up was not the right way. And so, yeah, I literally got kicked out of the affiliate program.
That sounds like a really big business model flaw. If you're getting more customers and losing more money as a result.
I know it was so bad. I was heartbroken because I had just gotten to where I made like $600 and that was huge for me, especially right then. And then it was going up and I was like, "Oh yeah, I hit it big. I'm going to make all this money." And they're like, "We regret to inform you, you're not going to be in the affiliate program." I think they got rid of the affiliate program altogether after that.
That's kind of mind blowing. Okay, so let's fast forward to present time. Passive income pathways. This is your main business right now. I know you do a lot of other things too, but focusing on the PIPS business right now. Why did you decide to start passive income pathways?
Yeah, so I learned about AI back when like ChatGPT had first kind of gotten popular about 3-ish years ago now, probably. And I partnered with someone and we were going to create blogging with AI. That was the name of the business. Started, we were both super pumped. 3 weeks in, dude ghosted me. And when I say ghosted me, I mean we had been on the phone, chatting, talking, texting for months building this out. And 3 weeks in, phone gets shut off, Facebook disappears. Like I still don't know where the hell the dude went. I've never seen him again. And he was a business partner that I was like setting up an LLC with. No idea.
Whoa,
No
that
idea
sounds
to
like a
this
big
day.
lesson.
Like absolutely. Like 'cause he was in Texas, I was in Arizona, so we did everything virtually. And yeah, I mean, I met him in a AI group. We got to know each other really well. We were setting an LLC up together, and we were like the sky was the limit because he knew all the tech stuff that I didn't know. It was beautiful. And literally 3 weeks in, I was left to myself, to my own devices to explain AI to people when I barely understood it myself. I just knew the blogging part. He knew the AI part. So that's how I had to learn AI really freaking fast. And that's when I was like, well, can't use this name because he registered, we did it half and half. Like he registered the domain, I registered the hosting. I was screwed. I couldn't use it. He had the domain and I couldn't get a hold of him. So yeah, I had to start the whole thing over and that's how Pips was born. And I just wanted to teach people how to blog better and faster with, AI. And then I realized that like blogging was my heart for sure, but it was also slow income and it wasn't as passive as a lot of people say it is. Obviously, you know that too. Um, because the first few years you really are grinding. And I realized that I wanted to add to it. So I created the Pips Path, and that's when I was like, you know what? Make a blog, then do some freebies, and then push people into a low ticket membership through your freebies. And then I launched 3 years ago this year on Black Friday, hit six figures within like 6 months. I had never, ever, ever seen growth like that. It was absolutely insane. I had built a previous blog to six figures, but then I sold it. And then I built up again and sold it. This one I was determined to stick with. And I'm glad that I did because yes, I hit six figure mark in 6 months, but over the next 2 years, I was flailing and I was like way, way up and then way, way down. Like I didn't know what I needed to know to run a six figure or multiple six figure business. So I've learned it along the way, and I've dragged all my coaching students along the way with me, and I've helped them make a bunch of money. But yeah, the origin story of Pips is definitely wild.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, thank you for sharing like the real side of blogging at a high level too, because, my blog first hit six figures after I think around 3 years of really
Hmm.
like doing this thing, right? So, it takes
Yeah,
time to get there.
yeah,
And then, once you're in the six figure range, you're like, all right, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm real. And within that, there's always been so much variability. It's a roller coaster ride. Like some years my blog's made 500,000 or more. Some years it's like half that or less. And that's like, that is the nature of the business. There's phases, there's things about it that are cyclical. You always have to be like planting new seeds for both diversified income sources and diversified traffic sources. So
yep.
I'm curious today for everyone watching, what's working best from a traffic source standpoint for you? How are you building audience these days?
Yeah, so I hate to give Facebook credit for this, but it's my Facebook group. I've got 23,000 members in my free group, and I think like I don't track, again, I'm not techie, I'm not analytical, so I don't track everything as best as I could. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I got 37.2% of my signups from this." I don't know. I don't know that. I just put awesome content out, and then it pays the bills, right? So for me, looking at my business as a whole, I would say my Facebook group has been responsible for 90% of my members, my paid members. I've got 150 VIP members and then about 650 light members, and I recognize almost all of their names from my Facebook group. So that's been number one. And then I'm a huge believer in diversified income streams, diversified traffic streams. It's just that one took over so much that it just I had to ride that wave, right? So I'm still working on them coming from the blog. My email list has been growing from my blog. So yeah, Facebook and then email list. And the email list has probably gotten, some people in, but the reason I credit it to my Facebook group is because everything I do, my blog, my email list, everything points to my group because I want them to get in front of my face. I want them to see me. I want them to hear my voice. I want them to feel like we want to have that connection, and I can't get that anywhere else. So they can hop on and ask a question, and I can make a video to respond to them if I need to right then, and they're going to see me in real time. So yeah, Facebook, blog, email list, absolutely responsible for all of the success.
This is also really good advice here. Getting in front of your customers, the people you want to build real relationships with, and humanizing yourself however possible. And I think you hit the nail on the head with doing stuff that's, first of all, video first. I think that's like these days, you really have to do something related to video, and doing it live where you can be responsive with people and like pull up someone's question in the chat and like actually answer it with them and have the opportunity to do some back and forth is such a cool thing. I like highly underrated these days.
Yeah, and I think like as much as I love AI, absolutely love it, I think that what it's teaching us right now, at least in my business, is people want a human connection. Yes, we're using AI. Every single thing that I do now, day to day, somehow AI is involved. I feel like a robot myself sometimes, but AI has made life for me as an autistic ADHD person so much more enjoyable, like it on just every level. And so AI definitely has my heart. Like I want to talk about it all the time. But at the same time, we have to realize that we're not using AI to replace ourselves. We're using AI to do the mundane shit that we don't want to do so we can be our best, most creative selves.
I could not agree more. And like that's also reflected in my content process these days. Like my blog still reaches around 500,000 monthly readers, but the
Amazing.
way in which I'm attracting people has shifted so much from just like previously hardcore SEO focus, like listicles, reviews, tutorials, how-to stuff, to these days I'm creating videos to lead pretty much everything in my process. And that is a way more human thing. So I'm spending way more time, thanks to AI, on the things that are like more uniquely human, and using AI for the stuff like, hey, take this video I made and draft me a blog post in 5 seconds. Like that's the kind of stuff that I think like people haven't on a large scale fully figured out yet, like what AI is going to be for them. And I think it's, unique to everyone. Figuring out how you can be more yourself within your business and use AI for those other pieces is kind of the secret.
I totally agree. I did a call in a financial independence retire early group earlier in the month, and they said that they wanted to learn about AI. And when I hopped on, there was one lady who was very, very upset with AI. She did not like it. She said it was taking everybody's jobs, the other side of the coin. And I kept trying to get her to reframe, and I'm like, no, it's not taking your assistant's job. It's making your assistant more efficient and happier at her job because she's not having to do all this tedious shit that she hated doing in the first place. You really think that your assistant loves going in and cleaning up your Excel spreadsheet whenever she could copy and paste it into little chat box and it does it for her? You really think that she's upset about that? Absolutely not. And now she's available and in a better mood to be able to be creative and do her own thing and to be a better person to work in your business. Like you've got to realize that it does need to start out from the human aspect. And that's one reason why I love using Write Blogger so much, is because until Write Blogger, we had a conversation, Ryan. I don't know if you remember, but the first time you went in front of my audience, you told them that you do video first. And I told them I don't do video first. This was whenever we met. It was our first, joint venture. And I was like, no, guys, yeah, he does it that way, but I don't do it that way. So let me show you how I do it. And I showed him. Immediately following that, I was like, oh man, I could be doing it that way. And now because I didn't really like video, but I was like, you know what? I'm doing it that way. Write Blogger has like revolutionized how I do blogging because I'm so busy with, you know, doing my membership and helping my people that blogging went on the back burner, right? Because you do other things and then you're like, blogging who? And I am able now to record a video. Write Blogger makes it into a blog post. And yes, it's a draft, but it's like the best freaking draft you can have. It's a final draft before you need to put your finishing touches on it. It's not a bare bones AI. Let's delve into XYZ shit, right? Like it's you. And that if no like if anybody watching this gets nothing else out of what we're talking about, do the video to blog post. Like do it.
Seriously, thank you, because that is how I feel completely too. Like that one tool, like it
Yeah.
really did change the way that I think about AI as someone who runs an AI business. And like it's something that will totally revolutionize your process. And here's something I also really like to tell people is that you don't have to use some sort of crazy edited, polished, perfect video. That's not what it's about at all. You can film a really simple Loom video. Just use Loom, which is a free tool, and like talk yourself through a particular process or a set of ideas, something you want to teach and share about. And then you've got a video, and then you can feed that video into a tool like the YouTube blog tool and Write Blogger, and it's gonna use your own words and phrasing and your ideas, the way that you hold this topic, to create a post that can go along with it. So I mean, it's kind of mind blowing.
And I don't know if you've done this yet, but I like to put together short little ebooks to teach things. So what you can do is you can record yourself, on the Loom, whatever, but you put the video in to the video to blog post, and then it basically creates a whole chapter of your ebook for you. A blog post is an ebook chapter. So it's not only blog posts that you can do. You can even write an ebook that you're going to put on Amazon, and you did it by just talking to yourself on the computer. Like it's absolutely amazing what these tools can do.
Yeah. It's a really cool like way to just hold a different process. So I want to go back to something that you talked about briefly and really like zoom in with you here because it caught my fascination. So you've mentioned that your free Facebook group drives a really large part of your business, your income streams these days. Now, for someone who's watching and thinking, well, crap, I'd love to have a group with 23,000 people that can fuel my business. Where do you go about starting a community along these lines? Like, what kind of pointers would you give someone who's just on the starting side of things?
Yeah, so this is actually a step in my PIPS path that I take my VIPs through. So I have a whole course about, how to set up your group. And I think it can probably be broken down into just a few steps. So number one is to make sure that you name your group for search. So a lot of people will be like, Sadie loves blogging. Like, no, that's not what people are searching for. Mine is called Passive Income Pathways because I named my business name for search too. But if I didn't have Passive Income Pathways, my group would still be named like Passive Income with Blogging. Like, it would be something to where if somebody's interested, they're going to type in either blogging or passive income and they're going to find my group. That's definitely number one. And then number two is to make sure all of your settings are right. I just had a VIP come to me the other day and she's like, there's a chat in my group and I don't want it and I don't know why it's like this. And, Facebook's always trying to do too much and add things. So you have to go through setting by setting, turn the group chats off. Nobody wants the group chats, unless you know specifically that they do, fix your URL to where it's not just a bunch of random numbers. Just go through setting by setting to where you're the only one that can approve people to where you have a question that asks for their email. That's very, very important to collect those emails. So just settings. And then the third thing for me is don't phone it in. And I've helped a lot of people start Facebook groups, and at least half of them half-ass it, and then they come to me and they're like, Sadie, you helped me get my first 200 members in my Facebook group, thanks for that, but nobody's interacting. I don't think the algorithm is working. The algorithm's not showing my stuff. And I've heard this from several people, but I love Gary Vaynerchuk, so I'm giving him credit. He says replace the word algorithm with audience. The algorithm doesn't like my content. No, your audience doesn't like that content, because if they did, they would interact. And now there's a caveat to that. Yes, Facebook doesn't show your stuff to all the people. 23,000 people do not see my stuff, but that's where it's a numbers game. You can't, your 5,000 people can't see your stuff if you don't have, more people in your group. So it's a numbers game. Just keep getting more and more people into your group and do not half-ass it. Even if you're using AI to write your posts, that's fine, but put some personality of your own into it. Make sure that it's you. Make sure it's not just like weekly wins. How's everyone doing this Monday? And it's the same thing every Monday. Then when people log in, that's all they see. And that is a trash group. And nobody wants to participate in that. Think about where you want to participate and make that space in your group.
This is the best advice. Have you found there's any particular post types that work really like particularly well in your?
Yeah, so there's images do well, videos for me do not. If I share a YouTube video, nope, I have to tag everybody to get them to see it. And I do use the everyone tag and I do use it liberally, even though some people don't like it. I wrote a blog post that says how to turn off the everyone tag on Facebook, and I link it. After I use the everyone tag, I'm like, yo, you don't want to be tagged? Here, and guess what? That's page view. But and it's SEO too. I'm on that front page of Google. But I use that liberally. So getting seen, that is one way to do it. But yeah, images do really well. And then you know how you can make like a short post and it's got like a colorful background, just like that's how Facebook sets it up. Those do well as long as you find the colors and backgrounds that your people like. They're not the same across the board. And I did not realize that. I started telling people, I'm like, oh, these perform really well. These do. Other people were doing it and they're like, it's not working. I'm like, maybe you have to have your own color. So they started doing their own color, like their own colors to test it out, and other colors work. Some people like yellow, some people like blue. So you've got to really be interactive with your audience and watching your stats to see what does do well. And then obviously anything that can be anything opinionated one way or another is always going to give you a lot of traction. And I like to do those without any links. I don't add links to those. I just, I'll add my opinion and ask people theirs. And polls. Polls have really good reach. They do really well because people want to give their opinion in a little click and then see what everybody else did. So polls do well.
Why do people stay in your community for so long or decide to join like the VIP crew?
That's a great question. And I probably wouldn't have been able to answer it as well, but I've been interviewing my VIPs all week to make some YouTube content to, we're moving to application only. So I'm going to kind of try to be a little more professional. So I've been doing interviews, and every VIP I've interviewed said they're a VIP for life, they're staying forever, and the reason is because of the community. And it's not the 50 million courses I've created. It's not the step by step hand holding path I've created. It's not the million hours that I've put into all these trainings, right? It's the community that we've built because I'm very specific about who I let in. We all share very similar ideals. And I don't mean like, tiny little ideals. I mean, at the base, PIPS is about radical generosity. If you are here to create a ripple effect of generosity in the world, PIPS welcomes you. If you are about love and about light and about positivity, PIPS welcomes you. Everyone else, I don't want to come into my space. So I've been very specific about the people I've curated, and everyone loves the community because we just really do love each other so much. I know it sounds cheesy as heck, especially for a blogging and membership community. But I'm telling you, every VIP I talk to, they're like, I've made actual friends there. And I feel like people actually care. There's no competition amongst, like, say, five people in the same niche are in there. A lot of masterminds don't allow that, right? They're like one person per niche. No, in PIPs and VIPs, specifically, the more people in your niche that join, the more powerful you are. You now have five people to collaborate with and create a bundle and share your audiences. So the collaboration in the community, that's really what, like, the heart of VIP. No matter what we're learning, no matter what I'm teaching, no matter what the, whatever, the heart is the collaboration and, just the generosity.
That's beautiful. I love that. You've said this in a way that I love so much that I've incorporated now into my own speak. You said on one of our calls, you said collaborators, not competitors, as a way to hold other people who are in your space. And that's a sentiment that I've always operated with, but I had never really thought about it consciously as thing that behind the scenes has really helped me to be successful and build relationships with other people in my space because you don't grow to reaching really high heights without the help of other people. And so you can build each other up as you build your audience and someone else's. And, you're going to have unique strengths. The other people are going to have unique strengths too. So you can step in and fill gaps for other people. Like that mindset shift is seemingly subtle, but huge.
Very powerful.
I love it. So, Sadie, we're kind of reaching towards the end here. I want to ask some more rapid fire questions for you. Your answers don't need to be rapid fire, but I've got a few. What should the goal of a blog be today?
I think the goal has always been the same for me personally. It's just to help people. If that's your goal, like if you know something, like I said, I started with couponing. I knew how to do it and I wanted to help people save money. So if you know something and you use that blog to share it with people without gatekeeping behind, like $5,000 master classes, I feel like everything that you do is going to be so much easier if your goal is to help people. Like, obviously, money is a goal along the way as well, but you can make a lot of money and be miserable, or you can make a lot of money and be happy. And for me, I'm happiest when I'm helping people. So the money is secondary. It just comes. It's not that the money doesn't matter because it does. You can't pay your bills with happiness, but it just aligns and it comes if you do the things, if you take the steps, and at your heart it's about helping someone rather than, well, how can I stuff all these affiliate links in here and make 37 cents on Amazon and all this. No, just think like, will this resource be helpful? And if so, guess what? I have an affiliate link. I'm going to make money on the flip side by helping my audience. So, yeah, the goal needs to be to help somebody.
SEO or social media for building an audience today?
Marry them together. Yeah.
Love that.
Yep. Can't bet on either horse. Do them both. Build a brand.
Diversification is the key.
Yeah. Build a brand and stop going after low hanging fruit because some keyword tool told you to.
I like that advice. Like how to find the overlap between opportunity online versus what your intuition tells you is a real pain point for actual people.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, just because it says something on a tool that's a low competition, high search volume, does that really make any sense for your audience? I've seen some of the most random ass posts pop up on blogs over these past like 2 years, especially. And I'm like, where did you even get the idea that that was good? And every time it comes back to, oh, this tool told me so. Stop. No, no, the tools are supposed to be used as a tool to help you and assist you, not to be your brain. Use your brain. What do your people want help with? Write about that.
Exactly. Tools help you make decisions. They should not make
Yeah.
decisions for you.
No, or you're just going to become a tool. And there you go.
And no one likes a tool. Remember that. Sadie, do you have any personal habits, routines, practices in kind of your daily life, not necessarily business stuff here, that contribute to your ability to do what you do?
I have something that I refer to as the second brain because that's where I learned from Tiago Forte and Ali Abdal. They talk about the second brain a lot. Unfortunately, their second brain style didn't work for me. It was very bro dude, and my brain does not like it. So I made my own. But what I did was I made a one spreadsheet with a shit ton of tabs, and everything in my life goes into it. And that's the business side of things. But I also made one for my family. So the Smiley family has a second brain and it's got like meal planning. It's got a meal planning tab because our daughter just turned 18 and I'm like, okay, you got to earn your keep, lady. So I help her with meal planning. She will cook sometimes. My husband cooks most of the time. And so they can just go into that brain and see all the meal ideas I've popped in there. They can see my schedules so they're not busting in the door while I'm on an interview with Ryan. Like everything that I have in my life is now in one central location and it has helped my whole life flow a lot better. And this is not a process, but I could not skip this. I have to give him his flowers. My husband, he makes all of this possible. And for people who have been following me for more than a decade, they know that those words never would have come out of my mouth. But truly, truly, a lot of the success I have right now is because I have a true partner in my life. I've been married before and it was not the case. My husband is my true partner and we talk business like 24/7. It is the best thing ever. It's like just having your best business bestie right here all the time. And it's just like, I don't know, it's just the best thing. And it keeps my brain going. So I'm constantly coming up with new ideas and then filtering them through his neurotypical brain. So that's fun. But yeah, really the
Good
support
sounding
from
board.
right, but the support from my husband, he has just been a huge, huge help along this time because I do live with chronic illness, and I did right when I was starting PIPS, I was in the hospital I had thyroid cancer and a lot of bad things that happened as a result of that. Like, I literally almost had to have my kidney removed whenever we were in Mexico because of how bad my health was stemming from that thyroid cancer. And without, his support of like, you can do this, I'm pretty sure I would have given up a million times. So just having a supportive person in your corner it changes your life and your business and your personal.
Shout out, Kevin. But it sounds like, I mean, hey, from everything that I've seen and experienced with you and your Pips community too, it sounds like the Pips community is also that team of people who are like rooting for each other and building one another up.
Yeah, absolutely. They're speaking of like, I know we're finishing up, but speaking of the bad health stuff, we have a lot of chronic illness people in our community, and we've had several times where a VIP has had a crisis in their life. Somebody has died, or one time a VIP's husband ended up in the hospital. And what we do in those times is so magical. As long as we know it's happening, you got to let us know it's happening. But when we know something happens, we will all then take that person's links and their blog and their social media and just send it out to all of our people to show them love, and they grow so much in that time. When they're not online, they're in crisis mode, and they get to come back to amazing growth that they've never experienced before because 100 of us just push the heck out of their stuff.
I love that. That's so cool. Spread the love. Sadie, the last question I have for you. What's been the most painful business lesson you've learned in your career so far?
I'm still learning it. It's the financial side of things. I don't understand, and I don't understand numbers at all. They don't process to me. So whether I made $1,000 a month or like $30,000 in a month, I've run the gamut. And during a sale, Black Friday sale might be more like 50 or more. That doesn't process in my head. And so for me, the painful side is I don't understand how to do that, and somebody else has to do it for me. But on the flip side of that, it's also beautiful because whether I make 5,000 or 25,000, I'm the same amount of happy because I'm just doing what I love. Like the numbers do not affect what I'm doing. I'm just showing up and hanging out, right? And helping my people. And at the end of the month, whenever I get the report, I'm like, shit, we made how much? That's awesome. But it does not affect my day to day. I don't stress because the numbers they just don't process.
Love that. There's two sides to every coin, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And you really have to think about that in every aspect of your business because if you are tech phobic, like I am, you hate tech, like you have to think about the other side of that is you're probably really, really creative, and some people are both, bless you guys who are, but flip that. If there's something that you're struggling with and you're like, damn it, I just can't get it. What's the other side of that coin? What do you get that other people might not?
Lean into your unique goodness. I like to think
Yeah.
about this too as like, be your weird self. There's so much good stuff that happens when you embrace your own weird.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There's a lot of people that come to me and they're like, Sadie, the reason I like you is because you're so open about your ADHD or your autism or whatever other crazy shit's happening in our lives. Like, I just tell people what's going on. And a lot of people come to me and they say that they love that and it's refreshing. And then they go on and do the same thing, which is what I love.
Embrace that shit. I love it. Cool. Well, Sadie, thank you for joining us. Passive
Thank you.
Income Pathways, we know is one of your home bases online. Is there anywhere else that you'd want to point people to learning more about you and what you do?
Yeah, so Passive Income Pathways on Facebook, passiveincomepathways.com on is my blog. So either of those, you're going to learn about me. And then I'm a huge fan of Right Blogger, so you're going to see me talking about Right Blogger all the time. Huge fan of Subtrio because I finally got organized to get my stuff all in one spot. So anywhere you see Right Blogger or Subtrio, you'll probably see me because I'm a total groupie and I'm hanging out.
Love it. We'll include the links to all that, including Subtrio, below this video. Please check it all out. Subtrio is the platform you've been building for all-in-one marketing, everything to help people who are in your crew who want to do more with growing their community and their business. Sadie, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.